I used to work the night shift at a small roadside motel. It was the kind of place you'd only stay in if you had no other option. Truck drivers, travelers passing through, sometimes people who just needed somewhere to disappear for a night. The town was called Ridgewood, population barely 2,000, and after midnight, the entire place felt abandoned. I was the only employee on duty from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Most nights were quiet, too quiet. I would sit behind the front desk watching security cameras and drinking terrible coffee, while the neon motel sign flickered outside. But something strange happened during my third week working there. Something I still can't explain. It started with a missing person. Her name was Emily Hayes. She was 22. According to the news, she had disappeared 3 nights earlier while driving through town. Her car had been found abandoned near the highway. Driver door open, phone missing, no signs of struggle, just gone. The local police searched the woods nearby, but they didn't find anything. Everyone in town talked about it for a few days. Then, like small towns do, people stopped mentioning it until the phone call. It was 3:12 a.m. I remember the exact time because I looked at the clock when the phone rang. The motel phone rarely rang that late. I picked it up. Ridgewood Motel, how can I help you? For a moment, there was only silence. Then I heard breathing. Very quiet, very shaky. Hello? I asked. A girl's voice answered. Please, don't hang up. Something about her voice made my chest tighten. She sounded terrified. Are you okay? I asked. There was a pause. Then she whispered something that made my stomach drop. I think someone is following me. I sat up straight. Where are you? I don't know. Her voice trembled like she was trying not to cry. It's dark. I'm in the woods. My heart started beating faster. Are you hurt? I don't think so. There was a rustling sound on the phone like leaves crunching under her feet. Then she said something strange. I can see lights in the distance. What kind of lights? I asked. She hesitated. Red. That was odd. There were no red lights near the forest outside town, just the highway far away. Can you see any buildings? I asked. No. The phone crackled slightly, then her breathing got faster. Oh God! I hear him again! Who? I asked quickly. The man. Cold chills ran through my arms. What man? The one who's been walking behind me. My grip tightened on the phone. How long has he been following you? Since the road. My throat felt dry. Can you see him? The girl didn't answer immediately. Instead, I heard slow footsteps through the phone. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Not hers, someone else's. Then she whispered, He's closer now. I stood up from the desk. Listen carefully, I said. I want you to stay on the phone with me, okay? Okay. What's your name? For several seconds, she didn't answer. Then she said something that made the blood drain from my face. Emily. My stomach twisted. Emily, what's your last name? Another pause. Then she whispered, Hayes. I felt like the room suddenly got colder. That was impossible. Emily Hayes had been missing for 3 days. Emily, I said carefully, when did you leave your car? Silence. Then she said, What car? My heart skipped. You were driving through town. No. Her voice sounded confused. I've been walking all night. That didn't make sense. At all. Then she suddenly gasped. He stopped walking. Who? The man. The line filled with silence. Then she whispered, He's just standing there now. I felt my chest tightening. Can you see his face? No. Why not? Because... Her voice dropped to a whisper. He doesn't have one? My stomach turned. What do you mean? But before she could answer, the motel's front door slowly creaked open. I turned toward the entrance, and my blood ran cold. A girl stepped inside, barefoot, covered in dirt, her clothes torn like she had been walking through the woods, and in her shaking hand, she was holding a phone. The motel phone was still pressed to my ear, and on the other end, I could still hear breathing. The girl standing in the lobby slowly raised her head. Her eyes were wide with terror, and she whispered the exact same words I heard through the phone at the same time. He's right behind you. I slowly turned toward the dark hallway behind the front desk. Something moved in the shadows. Tall. Too tall. And for a brief second, I saw a shape standing there, watching us. A shape with no face. The lights in the motel flickered, the phone line filled with static. And when the lights came back on, Emily Hayes was gone. So was the thing in the hallway. The front door was wide open. The police searched the area again the next day. They never found Emily, but they did find something else. A phone. Lying deep in the woods. Its last call had been placed at exactly 3:12 a.m. to the Ridgewood Motel. The strange part, the phone had no battery inside.